Hello, everybody. Welcome to Halfcourt Headlines, episode numero seis, number six. Sorry for the long 3 week hiatus. Things got busy, moving into my college and everything. It was a lot, but super stoked to be here. Talk some basketball. Um, if any of you didn't know, I'm at the Miami University in Ohio or of Ohio, whatever works. But yeah, just getting used to my usual day routine. Super fun times here. Football season for college starting up in a few weeks, so I'm super stoked for that. Gonna be joining the radio team so I can continue doing play-by-play for college and stuff. Just getting better at everything. Super stoked for that. But all that's really irrelevant because right now we are going to be talking some hoops. Let's get right into it. Okay. So not a lot happening in the NBA, surprisingly, but there were some headlines for sure. Some minor headlines. Um, Starting off with Detroit, the Pistons are re-signing Rodney McGruder for another year. Um, McGruder, he's a veteran, 31 years old. Pretty solid veteran. He's a good backup and a veteran presence. Um, I think this is a good, solid deal for Detroit. They need um, a combination of young and old players to help with the chemistry development from the young guys. I think Magruder's been in a lot of good systems. He was with the Clippers. I'm pretty sure he was with the Heat. Let's look this up. Um, yeah, the Heat, the Clippers, and then the Pistons in 2020. But yeah, he's a very solid player. Um, he got a little publicity, negative publicity from Klay Thompson, basically calling him a bum because I think they fought or something. But very solid deal for them. Veteran minimum deal. He averaged 5.4 points, 2.2 assists, 0.9 rebounds, shot 44% from the field, 40% from three, in about 15 minutes a game. So, very solid deal for the Pistons. He's going to be backing up Sadiq Bey. So, really a depth move, but it's a move nonetheless. So, good for them. They get some more depth. Definitely, definitely needed on all teams, but um, he's a good piece to have for sure. Um, Next headline: Aaron Baines and Tyler Johnson are heading to the NBL in Australia. I don't know what the team's name is, but I'll look that up. It's probably something like the Cyclones or something like that. Oh yeah, the Brisbane Bullets. So they're gonna be playing on that team for the next year. Let's start off with Aaron Baines. What has Baines done for in the NBA? He's a solid center. Definitely one of those big-bodied centers. Not going to put up a lot of points, but he's a big body. Can grab a couple boards, put up a couple points. All that. Nothing special about him, but he's definitely been in the league for a while. Um, Notable thing about him, he had a spinal cord injury in the Olympics for Australia. Very scary. I think he was paralyzed for a little bit, but now he's walking. He's fully healthy. Um, he averaged 6.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist in 53 games for Toronto in 2021, um, which was 2 years ago. So with him, I don't know. I think this is the year that he's going to rehab. Just make sure he's in shape for the NBA. He's from Australia. Um, so if he doesn't make it to the league once again, make it back to the league once again, he may retire. He's 35 right now, so it's hard to tell. But 35 for centers, I think that's getting up there in age for sure. Um, Played for the Spurs, the Pistons, Celtics, Suns, and the Raptors. So definitely got his NBA mileage in for sure. But tough to see guys like that go down with a scary injury. But glad he's back because those are tough injuries to come back from, and not many people do that. So good for him. And then we have Tyler Johnson, also joining Aaron Baines for the Brisbane Bullets. I don't know. Where's Brisbane? Capital of Queensland. Not too sure about the geography of Australia quite yet, but we got a long time to learn. So that's like the east side of Australia. So yeah, they're both going to Brisbane. Tyler Johnson didn't play last year. I think he played in the G League or something like that. Might have been injured, but he is a proven bucket. Basically from 2016 to 2019, this man was pretty much a walking double-figure point scorer. Good asset off the bench. I'm pretty sure he went to Arizona. And Arizona has some solid hoopers with them. He played for the Heat for a good stint. Yeah, he played for the Heat, and he got a massive bag there. It was 4 years, $50 million with the Heat, so a $30 million contract per year. So not too shabby for him. I know he's sitting fine. I don't know how old he is. I think he's getting up there in age, about like 30 or something. But maybe also another rehab stint because he definitely can get buckets. But yeah, both very big question marks for them. But there's nothing stopping them from coming back into the NBA. I know a lot of fans would be down to have them. Next topic, the Lakers, Knicks, and the Jazz have each discussed a 3-team trade, which includes the following. Jazz get Westbrook, then he would be bought out. Derrick Rose would be bought out, and draft compensation. So the Jazz are just doing this deal to get draft picks and cap relief, stuff like that. Knicks get Donovan Mitchell, and the Lakers get 2 players, including Jordan Clarkson, Patrick Beverley, and Bojan Bogdanovic, and Malik Beasley. So in this sort of hypothetical trade, I think it was actually, was it a legit trade? Let's see. This trade, where are we at? They did discuss it, so it was a legit trade. I don't think it was this exactly, but the Knicks have been linked to Donovan Mitchell. Jazz are likely selling, starting from scratch with the new ownership, with Dwayne Wade and them. In this deal, I think the Lakers, they win this one. They get rid of Westbrook, who was their main problem last year. And they get some proven veteran players, Jordan Clarkson, Bojan Bogdanovic, and a couple young guys like Malik Beasley. And I think they get Patrick Beverley. So all in all, solid trade for the Lakers. Solid trade for the Knicks. They get another star to put in that backcourt with Jalen Brunson, brand new shiny point guard, and Donovan Mitchell. If the Knicks make this trade, I think they do have a shot at the playoffs, but right now they're lacking in some areas. But getting a score like this would for sure help you out in, I don't know, I would say a weaker Eastern Conference than usual, but it has been strong. So overall, very solid trade. It'll be interesting though. I think Donovan Mitchell is the next guy that is gonna be talked about a lot to potentially be traded. It really, to me, I think it's gonna be the Knicks. They just have the players, and I don't know if it's social media or anything, but I think just seeing all these reports of Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks, it's kind of ingrained in my head that he's gonna be a Knick. Same with Zion. Even though we signed that extension, what happens if the Pelicans start sucking? You might have to trade him, and the Knicks are a good option. Definitely rebuilding, but a suitable option, and could look good in the orange and blue. So don't sleep on Donovan Mitchell. Other players coming to the Knicks, I'd much rather have stars going to New York than the Lakers, because I'm a big Clippers fan, and I do not like the Lakers very much. Next topic, Kyrie Irving is likely to stay with the Nets. This is huge for them. They keep a perennial all-star player. I don't know. I think he's like the Kanye of the NBA. All this man does is create drama. He's a goofy guy, He'll just say whatever he wants. I'm not sure if he has social media, but if he did, or if he does, I'm sure people get a kick out of him, because he's really the joke that keeps going. But his basketball skills are unmatched. So glad they get to keep him. There was a debate on Twitter today or a couple days ago that Damian Lillard is better than Kyrie Irving all time, and in my opinion, I think that's pretty dumb. Dame, sure, he has the All-Star, sure, he is the Rookie of the Year, but other than that, not really much else. Kyrie is way more skilled. I think he might be the same age about. Yeah, 7-time All-Star, All-Star Game MVP. Let's see, Dame, because very similar players for sure, but I think Kyrie just edges him out a little bit. Yeah, and Kyrie is 30 right now. Dame is 32, so a lot of time left for both of those. But I think when it's all said and done, I think Kyrie's the better player. But huge for Brooklyn. They get to lock in Kyrie with Ben Simmons. Should be a fun team. We will see. Next topic, Kevin Durant is going to be staying in Brooklyn. That is a huge topic to be talking about. I made all this work for if KD was going to leave. I had trade proposals. I'll just read you what I got. Teams weren't willing to trade because Brooklyn was asking for too much. Celtics won't deal Robert Williams for KD. So it'll probably, if that Celtics trade went down, it was going to be Smart and Brown probably, and picks, which is crazy, right? But definitely could have happened. And then KD says he will hold out of training camp if he isn't traded. And then Celtics aren't close to a deal for KD. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we get today's topic with Woj blowing up my phone during a freaking class for college. In the end, Kevin Durant and the Nets played out in a similar way to Kobe Bryant and the Lakers in 2007. A tumultuous summer after trade request, talks with teams, no deal, and ultimately a decision to return to the franchise. So KD, his trade discussions are over. He's staying in Brooklyn. Let's take a look at this contract because I know it's a pretty hefty one. It's like $50 million or something. It's crazy to compare the contracts from years past. You look at like the 80s, people were guys were making like barely a couple million, and then now guys are making 50 million a year. It's absurd to me, but that's just the way things work around here. So KD's locked up until 2025. So overall, really good to see. If you're a Nets fan, one of those 5 Nets fans remaining or there. I don't think there are very many Nets fans, but good to see that KD is not leaving like many thought he would. It's good for his legacy, I think, if he stays on this team and they actually win. They were basically like an inch off for making the finals, I'm pretty sure, or the Eastern Conference final, one of those, a couple years back. But Giannis had something more to say about that. But definitely going to be a dangerous trio: KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons. It'll be fun to watch. I think this team is definitely top 4 in the East, upside for sure. It's just a matter if Kyrie can get a vaccine. I don't think that's the thing anymore, but you always got to worry about things like that with Kyrie and stuff. They get Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's healthy. Should be okay in the playoffs, even though he struggled against the Celtics. And they get Ben Simmons back, who I believe was injured, back injury or something, but they get him back absolutely at the right time. I think this is the year for Ben Simmons. I expect a lot out of this team because this team is built for the NBA Finals for sure. We'll look up who they have on their roster. They got Kyrie, Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, KD, and Nicholas Claxton, along with Patty Mills, Cam Thomas. I think Cam Thomas is good. Oh, they also got Joe Harris. Joe Harris is going to be huge. This team is built for the finals for sure. It'll be a bloodbath between the Sixers, Bucks. Who else? Celtics for sure. All these teams, it's going to be super fun to watch. But I think the Nets are definitely top 4 in the East for sure. I also forgot to mention, KD told Cy that he needs to choose between him or Sean Marks and head coach Steve Nash, and Cy, being the bigger man, not folding to KD, said, "I'm defending the ownership and you are staying here," which ended up happening. So I think, honestly, KD, a little bit of a troll there. I think he likes drama too much. He did all this just to not be traded. And I think he was bluffing a little bit, Doesn't happen too often that you see a Hall of Famer like that just out of nowhere request a trade because your team got swept by the Eastern Conference representative in the NBA Finals. But KD is staying a Net for the foreseeable future, and it's good for basketball for sure. I like competition, and I think you have 4, 5, 6 different teams who are making a push for the finals in the conference. I think that's really good for the sport and for the fans as well. You don't want to have 2 teams be good and the rest are just pure dog, So yeah, good stuff from that. Miles Turner. Here's another headline. Miles Turner, after saying he wants out, says he wants to stay in Indiana because of Halliburton, and the Pacers are calling Tyrese Halliburton the next Reggie Miller. So, definitely a bold statement for sure. I'll look up the side-by-sides. And then we got Tyrese. I still can't believe Tyrese was traded for next to nothing. It was just a bonus and a few other players. Let's see what we got. So, first 3 years, Reggie was averaging about 15, 10, and 13. And now Tyrese is averaging 18 on 50% shooting. About there. Rebounds, 4.3. Assists. Not a lot of assists for Reggie Miller, but Tyrese Halliburton almost averaging a double-double in assists and points. And he's shooting 42% from the field, which is really good. And Reggie was shooting... oh, my bad. I was reading this one backwards. Oh, yeah. Third year, Reggie Miller scored 25 points. That was really it. And so about the same numbers, yeah. I think just minus the points because he came into that system new. But definitely high praise for Tyrese Halliburton. And Tyrese Halliburton, relatively young, should be a very solid NBA player. 22 years old, so he's got so much left in the tank. Yeah, Miles Turner staying in Indiana. I think they really need him. He's a really good defensive center. You look at blocks, it always looks like it's Gobert and then Miles Turner, just neck and neck every year. He's 6'11", 26 years old, the two-time block champion. He throws block parties every couple years. You'll love that. You love to see that. Average double figures his entire career since 2016. 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game. This year, averaged more than 1 block a game his entire career. So this guy knows how to throw it down, and he knows how to reject things left and right like it's nothing. He's an unrestricted free agent next year, but I think he's going to get re-signed for about a 4-year deal, and he is only 26 years old, so that would take him to about his 30s where he could test the market if the Pacers aren't good, or he could stay a Pacer for his career. We will see, but good for the Pacers. I'm closest to the Pacers since I'm at Miami. It's near Cincinnati. Not really a real NBA team besides Indianapolis, which is about an hour from my school. So kind of rooting for them. I know they're projected to have a pretty bad record this year, but kudos to them keeping Tyrese and Miles Turner locked up for a good amount. My bad if I'm yawning. Still getting used to this Eastern time thing, the college thing, you know. It's a struggle, but everyone's got to do it, right? Next topic. Rockets are urgently trying to trade Eric Gordon. Is this really a shocker? Not really. Eric Gordon has always been a very solid player. Playing guard and forward. Averaged 13, 2 rebounds, and 2.7 assists. This past year shot 48% from the field and 41% from 3. So puts up the numbers, and I'm pretty sure he's kind of old, right? Eric Air Gordon. Yeah, he's 33 years old. So he's putting up numbers in his mid-30s, which you'll love to see. You want a player like him on the back end of your bench. Always been a solid player. Averaged 19.5 in 2020. Oh, my bad. That's not it. The only issue is his contract. He's due $19.5 million in 2022 and $21 million in 2023. So a pretty hefty contract, that's for sure. But I think Houston would probably take a late first-round pick from a contender most likely because I think he's worth a first-round pick. But you could see a team like Boston, Golden State, one of those teams maybe try and get a deal done for him. But definitely worth a first-round pick because this guy gets buckets, puts up a lot of numbers. A player you want on your team, and he's not really doing much on a struggling Rockets team right there. Here's another report. The Lakers have interest in Cam Reddish. Um, I think this could be good for the Lakers. They need more shooters. They lost Malik Monk, KCP a couple years ago. Don't really have any um, players who can shoot the ball like those guys could, but I think Cam Reddish could be a good option for them. Westbrook can't shoot. Austin Reeves maybe. LeBron at times. And they got THT, Kendrick Nunn. So really no shooters, and Cam Reddish is known for shooting. He's small forward but can play guard. 6'8", 218 pounds. Averaged 12, 3 and 1 with the Hawks in 34 games. 6'4 and 1 in 15 games with the Knicks, and shot 38% from the field, 42% from 3, and his contract with Atlanta is $6 million this year. Qualifying offer next year is $8 million, and could go to $18 million if there's a hold. I'm pretty sure if he says, "Nah, I want more money," and he waits it out, I'm pretty sure he gets more money there, which could probably end up happening. Overall, he's a really solid player. I still think he's pretty raw. Definitely not developed yet. But he's 23 years old. He could fill a shooting guard role if Reeves or Lonnie Walker don't end up being that good for the Lakers this year. And it took a first-round pick and Kevin Knox, who is kind of a bust, but I'm pretty sure he's still pretty young. Same with it was Knox and Devin Booker, who I always felt like, are just like been in the league forever. You wouldn't know it, but they've been in the league. Kevin Knox, 23 years old, drafted in 2018. So still relatively young. Got a lot of time to develop if he can, I guess. Definitely had potential, though. I think he was the top 10 draft pick in the 2018 draft or something. But I could see a similar price tag for the Lakers trying to get Cam Reddish. Maybe Nunn or Reeves and a pick. I think that would be about enough. Maybe no more. Who knows? They might, the very last hour, try and get Westbrook, a couple more players, and Cam Reddish for that. Remains to be seen, though, but overall, very intriguing option for the Lakers, who I think could definitely benefit from this for sure. Jazz, along with the Rockets, are expected to trade Rudy Gay. Already had something for him because we talked about him a few episodes ago. Jazz are trying to clean house, start from scratch. Makes sense. They lost Rudy Gobert. When you lose a guy like Gobert, not a good sight because he's been your defensive answer throughout the years, and now he's gone. Definitely not good, but trying to rebuild and see what we get there. But Rudy Gay is 35 years old, small forward says power forward. 2 years left, $6.5 million annually. Averaged 8, 4, 1, and shot 41% from the field, 35% from 3. I'm gonna say the same thing that I did last time. Definitely falling off, and the injuries are starting to add up. But he's a good vet, like Eric Gordon, to have on your team. You always want guys who've been through the tough of the playoffs, and Rudy Gay is the guy there. He's a big body. I wish the Clippers, because I'm a Clippers fan, I wish they picked him up because they're missing a center. Could be a good option. Could switch him around and stuff since they're trying to do small ball and all that. But I think Rudy Gay is definitely a good option to have on any contender's team because he's really not doing much for the Jazz, and the Jazz are going to suck next year. Next topic. Kent Bazemore signs with the Kings. Kent Bazemore, Lakers legend. He left Golden State to join the Lakers, and when he left, the Warriors won a title, so he lucked out of a title there. But he's not very good. His best stretch was in 2016 to 2019. He averaged double figures. I think that's why teams are picking him up because, he can get all his magic back, if he had any, But he signs with the Kings. I think this is his second stint with Sacramento Kings. I almost said the LA Kings. Kent Bazemore. Cannot type. Might be a problem for me in the future. Kent Bazemore. Warriors, Lakers, Hawks, Blazers, Kings, Warriors, and the Lakers. So, definitely been around the league a lot more Western Conference teams than Eastern Conference teams. That's for sure. But, solid pickup for them. I think it's more of a depth piece instead of scoring. Just like help the young players. We'll see what happens with the Kings. I don't really know. Kings are kind of a mystery to me. Every year they're like, oh, look out for the Kings. The Kings could actually be something, but it never actually ends up happening. They got Fox, Herter, Barnes, Murray, and Sabonis. For the Kings, maybe a play-in team. I don't think so. I think the West is too stacked, but they keep drafting well and they keep Fox and Sabonis. Who knows? We could definitely see if the Sacramento Kings can make the playoffs, because I think they have the longest drought in sports, which is tough to see for any team. But Sacramento, cool town to be in. I didn't really like it, but I guess other people like it. So hopefully they get over the hump, and this could be a step in the right direction for them. Now we got a little fun topic here. The NBA unveiled the Lakers' new classic throwback jersey. I'll read you what they said, and then I'll give you my breakdown here. It's a nod to the Minneapolis team, which played there for 12 years before they left in 1960. So, this is representing the Lakers' 70... not the Lakers. Is it the Lakers' 75th anniversary? Might be, yeah. Anywho, I think it's a cool jersey. I like the jersey scheme. It looks like UCLA. They've had these for a while. I think playing in 2K, they've had them, but they're going to be played. A lot of people really like them. I like these. The colors are cool and stuff. Cool. I'm always a fan of the throwback jerseys. Overall, really solid design. I think it'll look good with the Lakers players once they're worn. But right now in the lab, they look really good. Nothing really to complain about. So really solid stuff from the Lakers. So they took a W for the first time in ever since they won that little ring. But yeah, solid jersey. If I had to rate this one, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I wish there were more colors, but it's all right. You're not gonna ace everything in life. Next topic: Colin Sexton and the Cavs remain far apart in contract talks. Colin Sexton, drafted in 2018, right after LeBron left, so he's been with the Cavs since LeBron left. Cleveland has a 3-year, $40 million deal on the table for Sexton, $13 million a year. He missed an entire season last year, put up 24, 3, and 4 on 48%. And 37% from 3 the year prior. He has one more year left of his contract, then a RFA where he can leave. Honestly, if things don't go well with the Cavs and Sexton, I would trade him, because you're not going to get anything if he leaves. The Cavs have LeVert, Garland, and there's really no room for him. He was a starting point guard years back, and they kind of found the new guy, Garland, who is built to be the point guard of the future. and it just kind of makes sense that they move on from him. But they can get a few assets from him. That's for sure. I said the Mavs would be a team since they just lost Brunson, Powell, Finney-Smith, and picks for Sexton. I think that could work. They don't get rid of too much center of depth, and they get a very solid point guard. Could be interesting. Colin Sexton is 23 years old, so a lot of time left. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think he could play shooting guard maybe, or move Hardaway to small forward and move Sexton to the shooting guard. But either way, could be good for the Mavs or any point guard needy team to pick up a young guy like this who will put up numbers in the future for sure. Next jersey. We have a couple jerseys in this one. It's a fun episode. The Wizards, they unveil their throwback jersey. It's a tribute to the 1997-98 season where they debuted. They transitioned back from the Bullets to the Wizards. So it's really the dawn of the Washington Wizards. Farewell to the Washington Bullets, because I don't know why it was controversial, but they got rid of it. And good throwback. I'm a big fan of throwbacks. Not as big of a fan as this one. These jerseys are kind of mid, you know. The blue, the gold, it's kind of an ugly gold, and the blue's it's a weird blue, but it's there. So what are you gonna do, right? I like the new Washington Wizard jerseys, the red, white, and blue one. Those ones I'm a big fan of. The John Wall ones, those are cool. But yeah, they get a 25th anniversary throwback. Good for them, I guess. It's cool to see teams doing this. If I had to rate this one, I would give it a 4.5 out of 10. Not a big fan, but I know other people like these jerseys a lot because they're Wizards fans, you know. So, yeah, another throwback jersey for the Wizards. Another throwback jersey, you get 2 in a row for this one. It's the Bucks throwback jersey. The Bucks throwback jersey to the 1990s and the 2000s. It's known as the Light It Up Classic Edition jerseys. I'm pretty sure Light It Up was a slogan for the Bucks. Every time they won, light it up or something like that. I don't know, but sounds like that for sure. I like these jerseys the most out of the throwback jerseys. I like the colors. You get a blue and a green. It's old, and I like it, you know. It's a good combination. Just cannot complain there. I like how purple is the dominant color, and then you have little shade of green. Reminds me of forest, and the Bucks are right in the middle of a forest, so everything ties in. If I had to rate this one, I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. Really, really solid jerseys. Can't really complain. No, only thing I can complain about is like maybe the sponsorships, but you can't take them off. So really a perfect jersey design. Good to bring them back. Watch them on national television. Very exciting stuff for the Bucks. NBA Christmas Day games. The schedule was released, I think, last week. I'll give you the matchups and which one I am hyped the most for. 76ers at the Knicks. That'll be fun. Madison Square Garden, first day. Super stoked for that one. Grizzlies at the Warriors. That is going to be a really good one. Should be prime time, but they don't give prime time to underrated teams. They give it to overrated teams. Suns at Nuggets. Not super stoked about this one, but it is what it is. You get what you get. You're gonna have some bad games, some kind of sleeper ones. Um, but it should be a tight one. Suns and the Nuggets have gone back at each other back and forth. Nice to see Jokic and Devin Booker and Chris Paul all playing on um, Christmas Day. Prime time game on ABC, I'm pretty sure. Lakers at Mavericks. Um, Not super stoked about this one either. But I am stoked to see Luka torch up the Lakers. That'll be fun to watch for sure. We will see, but I think the Mavericks always go off on national television. I saw it firsthand when Luka was torching the Clippers in the 2020 playoffs and the 2021 playoffs. So Luka is going to be the star of the hour. Potentially the next LeBron of this era. We will see, but he already has a lot going for him. Super cool stuff for him. The last one, Celtics at Bucks. This will be a fun one for sure. Two perennial contenders in the East. Bucks trying to go back and win a championship once again, and the Celtics are trying to win a championship for the first time since, I believe, 2008. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2008. So this will be fun to watch. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. But Giannis and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are all playing on Christmas Day. So you cannot complain about that. Game I'm most hyped for. It'll be Grizzlies and the Warriors playing. You saw in the playoffs, things got heated. The fans got into it. Warriors fans got into it. These two sides don't like each other and could be the beginning of a very nice little rivalry in the NBA. I'm all for it, I like trash talking. I think the Bulls and the Pistons, that kind of rivalry was really fun to watch. I didn't watch it. Wasn't alive then. But if I did, I'd be a real big fan of them. I like rivalries in sports, You got the Red Sox and the Yankees, Dodgers, Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, any of the NFC East. Those type of ones. Rivalries are super fun in sports, and I think you need a couple more years for this to marinate. Might not happen since the core of the Warriors is getting a little bit older, but for now, could be a nice little matchup. I think it'll definitely get exciting at times, but also maybe physical because these two teams don't really like each other. Warriors knocked them out last year in the playoffs. But definitely an entertaining matchup. I'm going to be turning into that one more than any of the other games, for sure. And I think all those games are on ABC, back to back to back. Or something like that. I don't know. One of the major networks. Next topic. LeBron agrees to a 2-year, $97.1 million extension. That's $48.5 million annually. Let's face it, LeBron is 38. Deal is until he is 40, so gets a lot of money, and he's getting up there in age, so not the best thing in the world for him. He averaged 38 and 6 and shot 52% from the field, 36% from 3 in 56 games. Only concern for LeBron right now is the injuries. He had a groin injury in 2018. Pretty sure he suffered another lower body injury. So Lakers get LeBron for 2 more years. I really thought he was going to go to Cleveland and go with Bryce and Bronny or whoever goes there first. But they get him for 2 more years. The way I put it, I think LeBron is staying with the Lakers for the rest of his career, which is great because Clippers get to play him every single year for 4 times, which I'm super stoked for. Seems like LeBron keeps getting better with age. I hope he gets worse, but you never know because athletes like Tom Brady, Serena Williams, Tiger Woods, and LeBron are all outdueling uh, Father Time so far. Well, minus Serena Williams since she retired, but still. Um, Good for the sport. You get to keep one of the legends in the league for 3 more years. So, good stuff from him. Definitely got a bag for sure. I think he made around 500 million. I think he's close to getting $1 billion. I'm pretty sure, if he doesn't have it already. So, he definitely got the bag in his career. That's for sure. Uh, Hornets are looking to trade Kelly Oubre. Everyone loves Kelly Oubre, right? Just look at him. 26 years old, small forward. 12.6 million this year. Undrafted free agent. Next year, 15-4-1 in 76 games last year. 44% from the field, 35% from three. The way I see it, I think the Jazz and the Hornets are in very similar positions. You got to trade everyone, tear it down. Not much for the Hornets to do other than just selling assets and trying again with the rebuild. I think you could get a haul for Kelly Oubre, and you could get a haul for Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, LaMelo. I think LaMelo is going to leave if he's not traded. And Hornets should for sure get a head start on this one. Start trading players like him while they're under the radar, you know. You don't want to end up paying for a little bit less if you traded them a little bit earlier and you would have got more. So, trade Kelly Oubre. He's 26 years old. Definitely got so much more basketball left, and the way I see it, I think the Hornets can only benefit from trading him. One more topic, or two more topics actually. I'll read you the remaining NBA free agents left over. That's not what I want. It's very hard to find things you liked on Instagram. But it was basically like a list of the top remaining free agents. I think a lot more free agents are going to start falling in once that KD thing got situated. So now you'll see a lot more guys trying to find teams and stuff. If I didn't like this one, then we are going to finish it off with a Bill Russell segment. Oh, here's one. Udonis Haslem will return to Miami for his 20th NBA season. Let's take a look at Udonis. 42 years old. So we got into the league when he was 20. 2002 to present. 3-time NBA champion. Thanks to LeBron. And Dwayne Wade. NBA All-Rookie second team. That's all he really did. I saw somewhere people are calling for him to just take a spot on the coaching staff because he's not really doing much, you know. He's 42. Basketball players don't really last until they're 42, you know. But Udonis Haslem staying a Heat. He's going to stay a Heat for the rest of his career, most likely. Yeah, he will stay a Heat for the rest of his career, not life. But yeah, good for them. They keep a franchise stalwart for another year, which you cannot hate. You want a player like him for sure. I'll see if free agents show up. It's probably not showing up. I'll do one more search and then was this one? It's here we go. Remaining NBA free agents: Miles Bridges, who I don't think is going to get signed. Colin Sexton, who I already discussed. Montrezl Harrell, don't think he's going to get signed. The drug stuff. Dennis Schroeder could get signed. Had a good year 2 years ago. LaMarcus Aldridge could get signed. Bledsoe definitely. Carmelo Anthony maybe. Hassan Whiteside should get signed. I want the Clippers to sign him since he's just a big body. Could absolutely benefit from a guy like him in your lineup. Jordan Nwora, I think he played for the Bucks last year. DJ Augustine, good shooter. Markieff Morris, the worst Morris brother, but still. Boogie Cousins, I want the Clippers to sign him too, one or the other. Isaiah Thomas, think he's going to sign with the Hornets. Frank Jackson, I don't know who that is. Rondo could get signed. Wayne Ellington, maybe. Jeremy Lamb, maybe. Blake Griffin, I want the Clippers to sign him. It's either Griffin, Whiteside, or Boogie Cousins. Or if we can find a way to sign two of them, I'd be a fan of them. I would love to see Lob City happen again for the Clippers. Iguodala, Ben McLemore, Tristan Thompson, Sweet Lou, Ed Davis, Avery Bradley, Brandon Goodwin, Jarrett Culver, Jake Layman, Chris Dunn, Dwight Howard, Lance Stevenson, Luke Garza, Paul Millsap, Matt Thomas, Timothy Lawawu Cabarro, say that 3 times fast, Josh Jackson, Greg Monroe, Facundo Campazzo, I think I messed that one up, Yuto Watanabe, Ronnie Hood, Colin Sexton, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, a lot of big names left. Kind of washed, but still, they're in the league. If your team has some guys, some spots that are empty, could sign them. Could benefit from some old guys or some young guys. There's some young guys in there. I think any team could benefit from him for sure. But those are the remaining big free agents that I think teams are still going to sign, and expect to see a bunch of guys start to file into other teams since the KD kind of dilemma took up most of the past month. So you're going to be seeing a lot more moves coming up. To close it out, the NBA announced that Bill Russell's jersey is going to be retired by every single NBA team. So, really good job by the NBA to retire one of the legends. To all NBA teams, he did so much for the game, civil rights, the league itself. Great athlete, even though his career was kind of cut short. But overall, W move by the NBA. I'm a big fan of Bill Russell's recognition. Talk with my grandpa. Grandpa is a big fan of Bill Russell. Went to San Francisco. My grandpa went to Santa Clara, so he saw him play live. Giant of the game, no pun intended. Absolute machine, and glad that he's getting the recognition that he deserves. And with that, this episode of the Halfcourt Headlines has concluded. Thank you all for tuning in. We're about 54 minutes of content. It's been a good one. I'm Andrew. Aidan is not here today since he was busy with school and all that. Yada, yada, yada. You know how it goes. Senior year is tough, but he'll make it through it. And in a short time, he's going to be in my foot, a freshman at a not a freshman at a high school, a freshman at college. But that absolutely is going to be happening. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'm Andrew, and I'll see you in the next one. Also in the next one, we're going to be doing predictions. First episode of the 2-parter is going to be Eastern Conference predictions, as well as a news recap, which the usual stuff. You know how it goes. And then the next episode is gonna be Western Conference predictions, our preseason predictions, and then we're gonna do an updated prediction every while. So yeah, that's about gonna do it. I'm Andrew. Once again, you guys already know who I am from the other podcast. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody. And have a great rest of your Tuesday and a great week. To all you kids in school, stay in school and have fun for sure. All right, guys. I will see you around. Peace out, guys.